How's it going? It's been a while. Well, mine's been somewhere else for the past few weeks, being summer and everything. In England, as you know, you only get about 2 weeks of summer, so we've got to make the most of it when we can. So I've just been doing barbecues and just kind of living the life. Bought some new shirts, bought a new plant, love it. Anyway, enough of me waffling on, let's get on with this recipe. So today I'm going to show you how to do a keto quiche. Now it might seem a bit weird because we're using almond flour, but you'll find later on that this really helps to pack out the whole thing and kind of makes it that little bit more filling and a bit more satisfying. So what have we got? So we've got 6 eggs, 15 rashers of bacon. You can do smoked bacon or just ordinary bacon, depends, you know, it's up to you. We got some chili flakes, 1 mushroom, some chives, some mozzarella cheese, I'll tell you about that in a minute. Some garlic powder and of course the old almond flour, okay? So the reason I'm using mozzarella cheese and not cheddar cheese is that if you do it with cheddar cheese, you tend to find that the whole thing gets a little bit oily. Mozzarella cheese, you don't get that oiliness, but you still get a nice cheesy kind of chewy flavour, and it's a bit like wine as well. So right, without further ado, let's get into it. Right then, so let's do this. We're going to start off with the eggs. And what I'm going to do is, instead of using a whisk, I'm just going to throw them in this little drinks thingy and just give them a shake. A lot quicker, a lot faster. So I'm just going to crack these bad boys in here. Bosh. Nice. Whack the top on. Give them a shake. So, once all your eggs are all mashed up and everything, what I want to do is throw the chives in there, bosh, throw the garlic in, bosh, and you want to put about half of these chili flakes in there. You don't have to use chili flakes, but I like spicy food, so it works for me. Pop the top back on, give it another shake. Right then, that's the hard bit done. Next what we're going to do is get our frying pan, get our rashers of bacon, and what we're going to do is we're going to line the bottom of the pan with the rashers of bacon. Now you don't need to oil the pan because the bacon has got loads of oil in it anyway, loads of fat in it anyway, so it's all good. So lay them out, overlapping, I'll show you in a minute. This is going to seal the bottom of the quiche. There you go. It doesn't need to be perfect, doesn't matter if it comes out a little bit, it's fine. So this is what you're looking for on the bottom of your pan. So they overlap like that, so you're making a nice seal along the bottom of the pan. Next thing you want to do is get your egg mixture and just pour that in there. Bosh, like that. Skadoosh. Grab your mushroom. You don't have to use a mushroom, I just find it gives that extra little bit of flavour. You want to slice them up nice and thin. Or however you want. If you want it chunky, have it chunky. If you want it thin, have it thin. Throw that in. I think the great thing about this recipe is you don't have to follow this exact recipe. You can throw some tomatoes in there. I was going to put spinach in it, and the recipe actually calls for spinach, but I just ran out of spinach, so no spinach tonight. Right, now your mozzarella cheese, you want to put about half of that in. So we've got 60 grams of mozzarella cheese here. So we're going to put about 30 grams in here, and we're going to save the other 30 grams for the top, as well as the rest of the bacon here. We're just going to crisp it over nice. You know what I've forgotten, don't you? I forgot the bloody almond flour. Well, I don't know if I can come back from that. Right then, so some of you clever souls may well have noticed I've forgotten one of the main ingredients, and that's the almond flour. Now, what I would recommend is actually mixing the almond flour with the egg before you put it in the pan, but I forgot it. But we're going to persevere, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw the almond flour in the top here, yeah? I'm just going to mix it in. Right, so what you would have seen, if you'd done it the proper way, which I didn't do, is you would have seen that the egg mixture was a little bit thicker than normal, and that's absolutely fine. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to put this on heat and just cook it up a little bit. Right guys, I'm back, we're back on track. Okay, so we got some heat underneath it, and we don't want a massive heat underneath it. The trick with this is just to kind of do it slower than usual, okay? Because what you don't want to do is you don't want it to go crazy, you don't want that bacon to burn on the bottom, okay? What you are going to need as well is you're going to need to pop the grill on as well, because we're going to be cooking it from the bottom on the stove top here, and then once that's done, we're going to cook it under the grill a little bit to get the top done. So I'm just throw the grill on. Now what I'm going to do is these leftover bits of bacon we've got here, I'm just going to layer those over the top, yeah? Like that. And it doesn't have to be completely covered, it just needs to be on there, okay? And you remember that little bit of mozzarella cheese we had left over? We're going to whack that on the top, like so, followed by our leftover chilies. And that's it guys. Now all we got to do is wait and cook it. It's going to take about 15 or 20 minutes to cook through, from bottom and top, and you might have to kind of go between the oven, between the grill and the top. But I would say we're going to leave it on here for say, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, until it's nice and cooked, and you'll be able to see it because as you move the pan, it's either going to wobble or it's not going to wobble, okay? Then whack it under the grill until the top is nice and browned off, and we all know what bacon's supposed to look like when it's done, so that's what you're going to be looking for on the top. Right, so you can eat this straight off the bat if you want. Obviously when it's cooked, don't eat it right now because it's in the frying pan. But you can eat this straight after if you like, but what I found is if you whack it in the fridge and let it cool overnight, and then cut it like a pizza into 8 slices, then one of them slices is only like 2 or 3 carbs, and it's really filling because it's got all that yummy almond flour in there, we saw the bulk in there, and it's got all that egg and everything in there. It's just amazing, mate. And well, we all know how good quiche is when it's cold. Well, this is exactly the same. So, right, I'm going to wait for this to cook off, and we'll come back when it's done and I'll show you what we've got. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so check this out, guys. Look how lovely and brown and beautiful that is. So I'm just going to put this on the stove top for just another 2 or 3 minutes, just to make sure we're fully cooked through. Oh mate, the bacon's looking amazing, nice and crisp. Oh, it's just going to be so damn good. So yeah, there we go guys, that's it. I'll take some pictures of when this is done, and I'll cut it up and everything, and you can see the goodness that it revealed. So there you have it guys, there's my quiche, lovely jubbly. I don't know if it's a real quiche, but it's my quiche, but hey ho. If you want to see some more cool stuff, whack that button up there. Don't forget to subscribe with this one here, and don't forget to hit the notification button to keep updated on all the cool stuff that I'm doing. Thanks ever so much guys, it's been great, and I'll catch you soon.